ค Hello, everyone. And of course, as I do that, I see my Twitch screen buffer. So hopefully it's hello, everyone, and not goodbye, everyone. Oh, no, there we are. Okay, good.
It looks fine. Yeah.
We are having weather here. So just a heads up. Hopefully it will stay all happy and good. But, weather happens. I also have a very sad puppy who may need to come sit on my lap for a little bit because she does not do weather very well.
Oh, baby.
But hi, we're here.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we are here.
We are here. Knitting Daddy's here. Daddy's here.
Daddy's here.
So awesome.
Daddy. Here. This is what Daddy likes.
Oh, yeah,
Not wrong.
Yep. Oh man. Yep.
I almost
so it's gonna be one of those streams today. Cool.
Yes, it is. And that's
I almost said the thing, but I didn't say the thing.
That's probably a very good thing.
No, you should say the thing.
No. I do not need that sound clip on the internet
Again.
to be used against me.
Again.
Not that we ever do that.
I don't know what you're talking about. The first one was not recorded. Adam said it later. So that's on him, not me.
Yeah, hi Hershey, you're fine.
Oh, sweet baby.
So, how have you guys been?
What a question.
How dare you ask me that?
I don't feel like we have enough
crafting
time.
Let's narrow it down.
Well,
how's your crafting been?
That's probably one of the good things in life.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We like to hear this.
I've been working on this Dead by Daylight cross stitch.
You're getting so far into that.
Yes.
I love it. Is there yellow in there now too?
No.
Oh, that's your stitch holder thingy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. But yes, this is coming along. It's a lot of counting, and I almost fucked up.
That's okay.
But it's well, also when I'm making something for me, if it's fucked up, I don't care. Right. If this was for somebody else, I'd be like, fuck.
Even though I can guarantee you that no one will ever notice and will just be like, oh my god, you made me a thing. Thank you so much.
But I would know, and that's a problem.
Yeah. It's kind of like test knitting. It's I can look at it and say, yeah, I would never notice that. No one else would ever notice that. But it's a test knit, so I'm going to rip it back and do it again.
I have never done a test knit because I feel like I would never finish it for the person and I'd just feel bad. Or I'd be up all night the night before finishing it and then I would die.
Yeah.
I just don't have enough confidence in my skills to know if it's the test pattern that's screwed up or me.
That's also fair.
That's kind of the point of the test knit, is that if you screw something up and it's not right, you're supposed to send a message to the designer and say, okay, this is what has happened to me. Can you take a look at it? And they need to go look at it, because sometimes it really is that they screwed something up or their instructions weren't clear enough for someone who is not an advanced knitter. And if their pattern is not intended for advanced knitters, it has to be written in a way that is understandable by normal level or earlier levels.
The normies.
The normies. The ones who do it as a hobby, as opposed to the crazy ones who decide to design sweaters and stuff. Anyway.
Oh, who's that?
No one.
Who could that be?
Who could
Can't
that
imagine.
be, Danny?
Hey, I finished a test knit.
Hey.
I'm wearing it right now.
It's
It
very
looks
pretty.
very nice.
But I'm not going to show off too much of it because it is a test knit.
But Knitting
is...
Daddy said he likes people of all experience and confidence to test to make sure his instructions are clear and correct.
Yep, that is exactly why patterns get sent out to testers, is to make sure that, because it works in my head doesn't mean it's going to work in anyone else's head. The same reason that you do like beta tests for games and stuff. You know,
That's fair.
just because it works.
Which is
in
why
my
I've always
head.
told people I should be a game tester because I'm not very good.
There you go.
Hi, Danny's mom.
Hi, Mom.
I actually did do a game test thing as like a paid study here in the Bay Area because I'm not much of a gamer, but I had fun running around poking at the things.
That's what I do when I play games as well.
Yep.
Run around, poke at things, hide in bushes.
I've been playing Stray, and that whole game is just be a cat.
I have watched some people play that on streams, and I love it.
It's amazing.
Is it a horror game? Because it came up in a list of horror games, and I went, "Excuse me?"
No, I'm not gonna say that it's a horror game. There are horror-ish elements, but no more than you would find it in a sci-fi story.
Okay, so I have no problem, but I was like, I didn't think this was a horror
It
game.
really isn't, but through contextual things that happen around you, the cat, and things that you perpetuate, you are telling a short sci-fi story.
That's so cool.
Fair.
And it's great. And so the only elements that actually irritate me are the like gameplay elements where you're running away from the screaming blobs, or later you get a light that you can destroy them with. Briefly, it is not a very good one. It is always better to run away, which is very much the cat anthem.
Yep.
There are a lot of horror games that do that as well, where it's like, oh, you are not a fighter, you have to hide to survive, kind of thing.
This isn't even hiding. This is just sprint and try to memorize the patterns of where these things are coming down so you can get around them. But they are
3 games
short
to pick up this weekend. Jesus.
But those are really short segments, and that's why I love the game, because the rest of it is, hey, you're thinking like a cat. You're thinking like an up cat. Here's how you solve the puzzle by being the up cat that knocks paint cans through a window.
Is up cat like up dog?
What's up, dog?
Not much. What's up with you?
Yeah, there it is. No,
That was my junior high band teacher's favorite joke.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, the lady whose house I live in refers to my cats as up cats, and it's true. They always want to be on the tallest available surface.
Mine is a down cat, then. She's always under something.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, crafting. So yeah, I started and finished the sweater in the month of July because
I thought you were about to tell me
that.
in the 2 weeks that we have seen each other.
It would not have shocked me, to be honest.
No, okay, so I did a...
What did you do?
Go on.
What have you
finished another
done?
Sweater
Okay.
in July. I knit 2 sweaters in the month of July.
This is why I would not have been shocked.
Don't
use face.
Mom, don't tell the kids about this, but
are you making Harry Potter sweaters?
I did make a Harry Potter sweater for one of my nieces. I do not support that author.
No.
I don't do anything to give her money.
So you made your own.
One of my nieces is a huge fan of the books, and I want to encourage her to read and love reading.
Yeah.
And when she asked for something for her birthday, asked what she wanted, she said anything Harry Potter. I'm like, well, I'm not going to give that woman any money, but I will knit you a sweater. So I did.
Talk to me off stream. I have a lot of merchandise to get rid of.
Ooh, okay. We will chat, because yeah, I don't want to financially support things that I don't like, but I want to support my nibblings, because kids are...
We are not supporters of TERFs.
Nope. But this sweater, the pattern is the Flax by Tin Can Knits, which is from their basics Basics collection. I forget what they call the collection, but it's their like intro to knitting collection. Like this is one of the easiest sweater patterns you'll find. It's a top-down raglan. It gives really good measurements. It comes in sizes from like 0 to 3 month up to 5XL. So you buy one pattern and you can make it for anyone in your life. And I really enjoy that about Tin Can Knits. So
I think I might have gotten a bunch of their stuff after you recommended.
Yes, because they also have a bunch of free stuff. So
yeah. I got maize, flax light, and flax.
Yeah,
apparently.
And the
I
only
had to go look in the folder I keep them in.
The only difference between flax light and flax is the weight of yarn that you're working with. So flax light uses like a sock weight yarn, and the regular flax uses like worsted weight Red Heart Super Saver. So, and honestly, Red Heart Super Saver has gotten so much better than it was when my grandma knit stuff out of it. I have a blanket that I don't remember if Mum knit it or crocheted it or if one of the grandmas did. But it's one of those, it's the old school Red Heart Super Saver that is like squeaky.
Yeah. No, all of the grandkids have a grandma Afghan in horrible colors. But by the time the great grand came along, or the second great grand rather, we didn't have any left, and B, she couldn't remember how to crochet anymore. Mm-hmm. So I reverse engineered it and made him one.
Aww. Yay. Gotta love when people do that sort of thing. It makes me happy.
You're good.
You're a good person.
You're good.
I am. Thank you.
My brain just went, there is no word ever. So it came with it. You're a good.
That's fine.
Thank.
I will take the thank. Yes. Apparently it was Grandma Danny.
There we go. Okay.
Grandma Danny.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if I start getting called that. I did one more thing.
Hun.
Well, I pulled
what
out
have
a
you
thing.
done?
I pulled out a thing that is, I've only put a few squares onto it, but I've been working on a scrap blanket. So this is
so cool.
Scraps from all sorts of yarns, from socks mostly, that I've done. And I added this one and this big one and let's see, this pink one and this green and purple Hulk one. So I added like 5 or 6 squares to it in the last couple of nights. So this has actually been my bedtime knitting. I've got a bag of scraps and I just do a square.
Now, can you turn it around so we can see all the tails that you need to
I've been weaving them in as I go.
Wow.
So the only tails are the ones that are
that you latch onto.
Squares.
Yeah.
Because I knew that if I waited, there would be such a fuck ton of tails. It would just, I would cry.
And that's why I was like, let's see the tails.
Yeah. No, every night that I sit down to work on it, I knit a square and weave in the 2 ends that are left, the beginning from that square and the end from the square next to it. So
I'm so proud of you.
And my plan is eventually, when I am done, I'm going to use just some black and do an edging all the way around. But
nice.
That's going to be like a bajillion years away because...
Not at the rate you go. Jeepers.
Will it?
Well,
right.
I mean, I've got to work through the yarn that I've got. So I don't put a square into the blanket until I'm done using the yarn for whatever project I'm using it for. So I do have a backlog of scraps, but I also have a whole bunch of yarn that I haven't made anything with, so...
Fair.
And I'm getting better about using up all of my yarn, so I don't always have scraps.
What?
I used
what is
exactly
that?
6 skeins of this.
Witchcraft.
Like, I had this much yarn left out of the last skein.
Yarn chicken.
Oh yeah, I was playing yarn chicken. I actually made the belt a little less wide because I was running out. I'm like, if I do another row, I'm not going to have enough yarn left to bind off. So it's going to be a little bit narrower, and that's okay.
There's been a couple sewing projects where I've played Bob and Chicken.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Yep.
Been there, done that.
only lost like once, which I was very pleased about.
Yeah, I'm way worse at Bob and Chicken than at Yarn Chicken. Yarn Chicken I can usually win. I feel like I've been knitting long enough to have a pretty good feel. Bob and Chicken, I lose all the damn time.
You have been like, that makes sense to me, because I sit here going, oh yeah, this one ball of yarn will do what I want, and then I have usually it's I have too much left over, so I guess I'll make more of those things.
Yep. Well, like this pattern for the size that I knit called for 7 skeins of yarn, and I did it with 6. I went through my stash and I didn't have anything where I had 7, but I had 6 of this one. I'm like, let's crunch the numbers and see. Did the math. Yeah, given how much designers usually build in for wiggle room, yeah, I could totally do it. Worst case scenario, I have to rip back the sleeves a little bit and shorten them. I can handle that. So. It worked out.
I'm proud of you.
I'll show you what I finished.
Yes, please, let's see.
Finished the mystery stitch along by Shitpost Sampler.
Yay!
And I was correct. It did say Sinbin.
What are you going to do with that now?
I don't know. Get a tiny little frame because it's very small.
I was gonna say it's smaller than I thought it was going to be.
It's small.
So small.
Get a tiny frame and put it up in my new office. And then I decided that I wanted to arrange all of my embroidery thread, most of which I inherited from my mother. And she's like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, because I want to.
Because
and
it's pretty.
It came with a bobbin winder.
Nice.
Which is super slick. You get these little plastic guys, little plastic bobbin guys.
Mm-hmm.
And slots in here, and you put the little nubbin on, and then you wind her up.
Nice.
That is excellent.
I used to have one of those.
Anything that winds stuff for me is a win.
Yes.
I usually just pull from the, like...
I get floss barf. It's very similar to yarn barf.
Yeah, so I've been working with it for so long that I don't get that anymore as much. But that's because
La-di-da.
I'm sorry, I've been embroidering since school. Shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those streams tonight.
And that's okay.
Then I've also been working on that hat that I ripped out and restarted last episode, but I'm making headway.
Ooh.
We're getting there. Haha, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
I like that.
when it stretches out, you can see the little lacy
Little
bits.
Pretty.
There are mistakes, but I'm just letting it go.
Yep.
Good for you.
She'll never know.
Exactly.
Unless she watches the stream, which she won't, because they don't get internet at their house.
Even then, she won't know what the mistakes are.
Yes, I will, but I've never met this woman, so
So it's okay.
Thank you, Daddy.
Oh gosh.
It's so like formal the way you said it too. It wasn't just like it was.
Is that worse?
Yes.
I think so. Thank you, Daddy.
I liked it. It was fun. Oh,
That's all I've got.
Yay.
You've got more than I have, babe. That's the best I've been able to do is I was here on time today. That's what I got.
That is a win.
That's all I got.
Absolutely a win.
So proud of you.
It's been a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But that's okay, because I'm going to go and do some plotting tomorrow with other members of podcast and start working on podcasty things, which is my art, apparently.
Ooh.
My art and craft, and beat it with a stick.
Okay, hold on. Question. As
Answer.
somebody who is very bad about keeping up with shit, Is the new season over for the redacted reports?
Not yet. We have finished recording, but the last episodes have not come out. I think it's episode 7 that's out today.
Baller. I'm gonna try and listen to that.
No rush. It'll be there when you have brain space.
There might be a rush. I got to know if I need to put more animals on people's bodies.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
The answer is always yes.
Oh, this is like the fish head thing.
This is where the fish head thing came from, yes.
Yeah, it's Tiana's fault.
Okay. I figured, but
I didn't start the fish head penthouse magazine thing. Technically, that started back in season 1.
You are a part of the podcast. It calls you the producer, so therefore I could blame you.
I'm used to it. Bring it. It is not the worst.
Blame Tiana.
It is not the worst thing that you're going to blame me for this season. I can promise you that.
Oh no.
I do blame Dan for the one arc, and y'all know which arc I'm talking about. The people who have heard the podcast.
Mustard.
Yep. I found
Anyway.
a project.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry.
Well, it turns out that putting things on the arm of the chair is a bad plan. Because,
did it get lost down below the sofa?
Yes, a dog knocked it off of the arm of the chair, and it fell between the chair and the little rolly cart where I keep a bunch of my knitting stuff. And I didn't realize that it had gone missing until I was looking for it today. But I still am working on my little glove, but
frog sweater.
It hasn't. I should make a frog sweater out of this. I will make a frog sweater out of this.
Oh God!
So the frog pattern that I got, the designer also sells a sweater pattern for the frogs. So I'm going to buy the sweater pattern and make some frog sweaters. But maybe I'll make some.
As you must.
As you must always.
But this is just going to be a hand warmer. But it has not progressed because the bag got knocked off of the arm of the chair. And so
the amount of DPs and crochet hooks I've lost down the couch is unfathomable.
The good news about
Gremlins.
The chair that I sit in most of the time to knit is that it is very old at this point, and there's actually a direct path from the cushion, like where the back and the bottom cushion come together. There's a hole right there, and it goes straight down to the floor.
Yep.
So when something falls, it clatters to the floor, and so I can immediately just retrieve it from like near the back of the couch, and there's just enough of an angle to the floor that it tends to fall towards the back instead of going further under, so I don't have to fish around too much.
Well, that's well set up.
Yes, it's like I planned it. I didn't, but it's like I did.
You didn't.
Do we have anything else to talk about? Any crafty plans? Any crafty dreams? Anything you need me to design? Because apparently I'm taking orders.
I do have a crafting plan.
Yes.
Just haven't figured out how to do it yet. So, okay. I am a rather large woman.
You are tall.
Yeah, you're like 6 feet.
Yes. I really want, and it's been my thing that I have wanted for a very long time. I want an oversized sweater. It is very hard to find one in big DB size. So like, but I it's one of those ones that's like striped but also looks like it's torn up kind of one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do that.
Ooh.
Like a drop stitch?
Yeah. So the
but
fun thing
what
about
I'm saying
drop
is I don't know how to
stitches-
make the sweater.
Ah.
I could drop a stitch like that. I'm very good at those.
But you don't want to just drop a stitch, because then you
Right,
just have a hole in your sweater. But there's actually a way of putting drops, like runs like that, in items. I've done a couple of shawls that use that technique. And basically you make an extra stitch and put a marker. I usually put a marker on either side of it so that I know exactly where it is and I don't forget halfway through and drop the wrong one. But then you knit however long you want your run to be. And when you get to that point that's long enough, you slip that one stitch off and let it ladder down. But because you made it, it's not going to keep going all the way through. It just stops where you made it.
Oh,
That
Right?
makes sense. Yeah.
It's brilliant. And then you just keep going, and you've got this like long run that's intentional, and you can make it 2 stitches or 3 stitches or however wide you want. But because you made the stitch at the base, it doesn't keep going and just like fall apart the whole way.
Nice.
So you can use that technique with any sweater pattern that you find that you like. So if you find a sweater pattern that you like, we can like find places where you want to put those in and then add those big runs to any pattern.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if you make it with a yarn over, even easier.
which I found out that I've been doing backwards my whole knitting career.
Wait, you can do those backwards?
Yes. So
Cons-
I'm trying to figure out how I can show you.
Thank you.
Let me get to the end
Because
of this chunk here.
I'm over here like, have I also been yarning over wrong?
Potentially, because there is a difference. Like I figured, I say figured out, but so focus. Like towards the bottom here, it's, why isn't it focusing? Okay, there we go. It's the little gappy bits are like tighter
Mm-hmm.
than they are further up because I figured out I was doing it backwards. So nobody throw up. Okay.
This is a fun look. Okay.
So got my regular knit stitch. Nope, you can't see it, can you?
Not.
There we go.
There we go. Got my regular knit stitch
Mm-hmm.
and then yarn over and knit the next one. What I was doing was yarn over,
Ah.
and so it ends up tighter, but it's you do it in the same way you're knitting.
Yeah.
Duh.
As E appears from the side of the camera, like the Blair Witch Project. I love it.
Now I'm trying to figure out if I've been doing it wrong.
I suppose if you're doing it wrong the whole time, it's not that big a deal, but since I figured out partway through this hat, like you can see the difference if you're looking for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it turns out
Thank
that
you,
I
Knitting
purled
Daddy.
wrong. He is right. There is no knitting police. And so
Well, that's news to me. What did I get that ticket for then?
Well,
Danny's was for speeding.
That was not mine. That was hollow. Thank you.
No,
That's
you're
true.
I was
speedy
speeding
knitting.
my knitting. Okay. I found out that the way I was purling was not the traditional correct way to purl. Probably, well, oh gosh, probably about 10 years ago now.
okay.
But that meant that
Because-
for like 20 years I've been purling wrong. So
Because I'm sitting here going, you taught me how to purl. Am I purling wrong now too?
no, I taught you after I learned the right way.
Lord.
It's fine.
It's
As long as you're
fine.
consistent and it gives you the look you want, go with it.
everything's fine.
Everything's
Yep.
totally fine.
Fine, we're fine, everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if you go and search for knitting tutorials, there's going to be like a dozen different ways to do the same knit stitch. Like
Yep.
lots of different ways to hold your yarn and different techniques. And purls are just all over the place with the way that people do them.
Currently my least favorite stitch will always, not always, but currently it's purl through the back stitch
Oh, mm-hmm.
or purl through the back loop.
Even better is purl 2 together through the back loop.
That is it. That is the it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that dragon shawl has not gotten any farther, because that
'Cause you
stitch
hate
is
that stitch.
there.
Yep.
Knitting Daddy goes, Daddy says it's okay.
Oh,
A-okay.
Have we mentioned that we love Greg? We like our fans. Speaking of knitting daddy, don't forget that you can use the code Crits and Knits for 25% off any purchase in his Ravelry store, because he's our featured designer this month, or this arc. And we also have Whimsy Stitches, who has a coupon code. I'm not going to read that out because I will just read it wrong, but it's good for 15% off any purchase of $20 or more in his store. And that's where I got my lovely heart bag and the yarn that I'm working with. And I think several of us have the silicone stitch markers. They are fantastic.
I have different stitch markers, but I did get them from Whimsy.
Yes. So look at me shilling. Not shilling, because we're not getting anything out of this. We're just supporting people that we really like and who are good in the community and are.
We're getting coupon codes.
We are getting coupon codes.
We're getting things on sale.
Sale is nice.
At a discount. Yes.
And I still
that might be the most Midwestern I've ever heard you be. I got a discount.
I got a discount.
I got me a coupon.
Oh, Lord. And on that note, I think we are going to pop away and cast on for our second half. I'm going to go take care of my poor puppies who are needing a little bit of attention real quick. But we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. So hang out, friends, and we will see you in just a few. back to Crits and Knits. Let's see what our elderly adventurers are up to today. Who remembers what happened last session?
I
Erasmus
wasn't here.
wished a wizard into being.
Oh my
Not
god.
wrong.
He did wish a wizard into being, but it wasn't a real wizard. It was like a hologram of a wizard that's just hanging out in the middle of fucking town.
Whoops.
And will never go away because he
And-
wished it into existence.
Yes. And now, and we have somebody drawing this wizard as well. So that we may look for him.
There's an academy on his class ring
Yeah.
that we're going to go find. It was the rival school of Erasmus's.
And
Right.
why are we looking for them specifically? Are they the ones that...
Yes.
He's the owner of the table.
Yes.
Oh, there's the piece I was missing.
There's the piece that I
Yes.
forgot.
Hmm.
There was a lot. So much and so little happened that episode, but
Yeah.
my brain is like, you remember nothing, old woman. And I'm like, okay,
You're in character.
apparently.
I am just trying to put an extra little piece of art up on the screen for folks.
Ooh, extra art.
Extra art.
Oh, is it the one that you showed us?
It is.
Oh yeah. It's like, what art? And then I remember
I
it.
just got to browse for it. It's just gonna take me a second. I should have thought of this earlier, but I didn't because it didn't occur to me that I was going to have a little bit of extra
fine.
spot.
This stuff happens.
But we're
We
gonna do
asked
this.
Nellitha if she knew the guy, and he was not familiar to her.
Or she's lying.
Would she lie to you?
She might.
I mean, that's valid.
Oh, and we got the artist, the sketch artist, we got her into the Golden Frog by giving her Kiviat yarn to give to Nellitha to bribe her.
Yeah. And we just keep giving her yarn to get back into the knitting guild so that we can talk to her.
Was she removed from the knitting guild?
No, she just doesn't
No,
knit.
she's not a part of it.
She's
Okay.
an artiste.
I just figured there was some deep, dark,
Oh,
tragic
And dude
backstory
has
there.
rings. Dude has magic rings on every finger.
Yes, he does. All right, I have transitioned for the. I've transitioned for the stream so that people can see the image of the wizard that had appeared in the middle of the marketplace with his
How very Merlin.
fancy glowing orb and his big wizardy beard and his
Isn't he like
amulet around his neck that you can't see. And
isn't he like a shining beacon kind of thing as well?
he's a little bit glowy, not like glow in the dark, but he's very clearly a magical thing that has been conjured into existence in the marketplace.
So what we've learned is Erasmus should not make wishes.
He's got one left.
Oh no.
He's gonna come up with something just off the wall to do with it.
Uh-huh. And that's fine. That's half the fun of Wish, right?
Because Ernest is not here, I fear that he will wish a dragon.
You know he's probably going to watch this later, right?
Well, edit it out.
We'll get
Not
it
if he
in post.
watches the VOD.
I mean, he could very well be in chat right now, just lurking.
Hollow, are you there, buddy?
You have to tell us if you're there or it's in
Yeah.
private.
It's in traffic.
So yes, most of last time was spent being concerned with this thing that was wished into existence in the middle of the marketplace. And you did have the halfling artist, Silvaka, who came and made a portrait. Let's see. Erasmus didn't recognize the wizard, but did recognize the amulet. and the symbol on it as being from the Magrona Academy, which was a rival of Erasmus's old wizarding school. And yes, this fellow did have a very tall hat. I have, for some reason, 13 3/4 inches tall. I don't know why it seemed important that I know exactly how tall his hat was, but
The artist measured it.
I don't know why.
I
Why
don't
not?
know either.
I feel
but
like I might have
you-
had something
you-
in mind that has just now slipped my mind because I did not
Yeah.
write it down. But I
Were
did
you
write
planning
down.
to make one?
Oh, maybe.
Shh, shh.
That sounds.
She
That
doesn't need to
sounds
make more
accurate.
things.
I am not a kind person. I don't know if you've noticed.
You just know me too
I
well.
feel like that's not true.
Just toddle on past that.
Did you identify his rings?
How could we?
I
He's
feel like we
magic.
talked about them and what they looked
We
like.
could tell there was like a ring of fireballs. We could tell by like the way it looked. There were a couple that we recognized, but
Okay.
not all of them.
Okay.
But we took copies, or we're going to take a copy.
Okay.
Something.
I think the artist was gonna draw them in detail for us so we could look into it.
That sounds.
Because that's the only way we could do a copy unless we pull out our handy dandy cell phones. But they would be like the cricket phones.
The jitterbugs.
Ye old jitterbugs.
Okay.
They're just bugs.
Oh. Your sending stones don't take pictures. They're just not that quality.
They're not smart sending stones.
No.
They're flip sending stones.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you have you've gone to bed for the evening. I'm assuming you've each returned to your homes. Had a
Yes.
relatively relaxing night, perhaps, or not. I don't know your life. Maybe you've got like 7 dogs and 12 cats that you have to take care of. I don't know. Maybe it's not so relaxing at home. Maybe your neighbor's the one who plays the bagpipes. I don't know. There is someone in town who plays bagpipes. May or may not be your neighbor. I don't know.
Not my neighbor.
Okay, well that's good for you. I mean, there are plenty of houses. It doesn't have to be your neighbor.
Play Thunderstruck.
Thunder.
That's on my Owen Spotify playlist. It's the bagpipe version of Thunderstruck.
I love it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's
I love it.
amazing.
So the next morning comes, and you all have decided to meet up once again at the Knitting Guild because, well, the Golden Frog has, of course, the best wine, but it turns out that the cranky half-orc bartender, Astrin, also makes a really mean cinnamon roll.
Hell yeah.
So if you get there early enough, you can get one of the dozen cinnamon rolls, but he only makes a dozen in the morning. That's it. When they're gone, they're gone.
Nellitha is there before he even pulls them out of the oven.
Excellent.
Also, are there any breakfast meats?
He doesn't make any, but you can probably, there's a stall in the market that always has meat.
She makes breakfast meats for people as well.
Are you saying meat or meads?
Meat.
Okay.
Like bacon.
Like bacon and
I mean, either would be welcome.
Well, yeah, that's why I was confused.
all of the things. Nellitha's just making breakfast.
Aww.
Oh.
Things you learn.
Astrin sort of gives you a glare as you, or are you doing this at home?
Do it at home and bring
Oh,
it
okay.
in. It's like an exchange for the two of us.
Okay.
He gives me a cinnamon roll. I bring him food.
Oh, he very much appreciates the.
I would not take
breakfast
over
meats.
his kitchen.
Okay.
For not having grandkids, you're such a grandma.
That's
Have you eaten today, Astrid? You're looking so thin.
it's more so that she gets the first pick of the cinnamon rolls.
I like it.
I do enjoy that. So you get your pick of the cinnamon rolls and settle down in a chair and wait for your friends to arrive. Um, there is no sign of Erasmus that morning.
Anyone seen Raz? Oh, he
Shayla.
fell in his hole.
Shayla comes up and, oh, yes, well, your friend was feeling a little... Something about a plate, and he ate something that he shouldn't have.
Oh,
so
gods.
I gave him something for his stomach, and it's probably going to knock him out for a while, but he'll be fine. It's just... He ate something that didn't agree with him.
Can we get the plate off him while he's down?
Is there any way for you to break, I don't know, curse?
No. I can fix a broken bone. I can medicate you into a coma, but I don't do
Do
curses.
any of your kin break curses?
I can ask around.
Thank you. He found a cursed plate.
Oh.
And that's why he is eating off a weird plate.
I mean, it's a very nice plate. It looked pretty.
It's cursed.
Cursed.
Oh, well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't touch it then.
Would you like some bacon?
Yes, please. And she takes some bacon and doesn't sit down with you though. She's
That's
not
fair.
she's not the friendliest of folks, but you know, she'll fill you in on the details when she needs to. So Erasmus is nursing an unhappy belly, but nothing major. He'll be fine.
What
Good.
do we think that he ate, though?
Everything.
Assault's going to come in at this point and join the table.
Oh, Salt, you're mobile again.
Yes, well,
Welcome, welcome. I got you a plate.
thank you. Very, very
Plate?
kind.
It's a normal plate.
Okay.
I got you one as well. There's
Oh, thank
breakfast. Like, she has set up the table with breakfast stuff.
Oh, delicious.
That was a very strong reaction there, Owen. Everything all right?
No.
Just some trauma from Erasmus's cursed plate.
Oh, you don't know about the cursed plate? Did we leave that out? Erasmus picked up a plate while we were, dragging.
Right.
Turns out it's cursed. He can only eat from it. It's questionable at best, some of the stuff he will eat with it.
Oh.
It seems as though if his will is not strong enough, he'll just keep eating until he throws up.
Yes.
Well, give me some time to prepare it, and I could probably break the curse.
Thank God.
Yes, actually.
Which one?
LaRue. Unicorn.
Okay.
Yes, I can. I have the ability to do that. Although I imagine he's going to want to sleep. So
Yeah.
when we see him next, remind me.
Yes.
Probably tomorrow.
Well, he'll bring it with him
Oh yeah, it will always be.
because he will only eat off the plate.
It'll be
Wow.
in his portable hole.
Yeah, you'll have to reach in his hole.
You got to the joke before I did. Right. What did I miss while I was bedridden?
Did you see the wizard in the street?
I saw some sort of
Magical wizard
image
Yes.
thing. It was quite curious.
Erasmus decided to wish the wizard here.
Neglected to say physically
Yes.
here.
So we have an image of the wizard just in town square now.
Forever.
Forever. Or until it gets wished away.
Not wasting a wish on that, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, at least we know what they look like.
Yes, there is that. Also, apparently, he's from a rival school of Erasmus's.
Goodness. All the good things happen when I'm gone.
Stop falling down the stairs.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm try. A cat left a toy at the top of the stairs. I didn't see it.
How many cats do you have?
I don't have any. There's a few that run around town.
Fair.
In fact,
And
I don't remember. Was it this time that you fell down the stairs, or was that last time?
Well, they tweak their back on the mountain.
Right.
That-
Oh no, it was the hip on the mountain.
Oh, the hip, yes.
Look.
I mean, listen.
I don't want to say anything for fear of aggravating my own aged bones, but knock on wood, I've not had any incidents.
And may it remain that way at some point, when every bone is the weather bone. That's not a fun existence.
Oh, that hurts just thinking about it.
Doesn't it?
Oof.
But how are you feeling?
Better.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Hale and hearty and ready to find out what's going on, I suppose. Although we should wait for Erasmus.
Yeah, I think today is just kind of hangout day.
Well, says the voice of God in your heads,
LaRue?
there are a lot of
The
people
voices.
in town. You may want to ask around and find out if any of them know about, say, this academy or where it is, or...
What is Nellitha's charisma? Okay.
Also, I have a map now.
Hey!
So if you have hometowns to give me later, I can add them to the map. I will take a
Mine was
picture.
destroyed in the Necromancer's War, so I do not.
Ooh, did it
You have a
name?
ruin where it used to be?
Probably.
Because if it doesn't have a name, I'll tell you what the name is.
It's Dover's Mill.
Okay. I'm going to put that right.
I sent you this in my biography.
I know, but I don't have that pulled up right now. But I'm adding Dover's Mill to the map in a very specific place. In a place that is now referred to as the Dead Fields.
Oh no!
It wasn't that before, not when you lived there.
Oh,
Now it
no.
is.
Funny how necromantic wars will do that.
Oh no!
It's all fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Totally fine. Everything's chill.
Family doesn't live there anymore, so yeah, it's fine.
There you
Because
go.
they're dead.
What was that?
Is that because they're dead?
Well, my parents are dead, but Sibs are still around.
How many siblings do you have?
2,
Older? Younger?
both.
One each. Middle child. Makes sense.
You shut your whore mouth.
Wow.
There you go.
Sorry, we're thinking about my siblings, and just it's reflexive.
That's fair.
Have you thought about therapy?
No. And I don't plan to start.
That's a choice.
It is a choice. It's a conscious choice. I have too much baggage to burden another with.
Oh, that's very dramatic and self-sacrificing.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
How about you, Nellitha? Do you have any sibs?
Not that I am aware of.
That's a very particular way to answer that question.
It's very... I mean, it's true.
Fair enough.
I didn't really have a family growing up. Siblings were more like kids fighting in the streets over whatever we could find to survive.
An unfortunate reality sometimes.
Have you thought about therapy?
Oh, I've done therapy actually.
Oh, congratulations.
How'd it go?
How long did the therapist survive?
That is a question that you would ask, isn't it?
We know Nellitha, so yes.
He survived. Well, I mean, he's still around somewhere. Yeah. Yes.
That sentence does not inspire confidence.
I mean, so it was more of a he tried to turn me in for a reward.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly a good person. I hope both of you have realized this by now. Did a lot of shitty shit before.
The young will do that.
Sure, the young. But I didn't kill him, so he must still be around.
Well, unless someone else got to it.
I mean,
I didn't kill him, therefore he is still alive.
I'm just saying that I wouldn't know if he's dead or alive because I didn't stop his heart with a dagger like I should have.
You didn't attack his heart.
Technically, just not with a dagger or any sort of weapon.
The feelings.
Yeah, and then he tried to turn me in, and that went away.
Oh, was this your boyfriend?
Why put labels on things?
Yeah.
Okay then. As the DM makes a whole bunch of notes about questions to ask. Because I don't think this was in the backstory at all.
I don't even know if I gave you a backstory.
I know I didn't about family.
This small? Yeah, you're right. It was me. Yeah. I think the thing I gave you was Nellitha did some shitty shit. And that was about it.
So
I've
now
got
we know
3/4 of a page. Not even.
But yeah, no siblings, no kids. Yeah.
Well, at
I
least
never
the
had a
children.
pet either, so.
At least the children one is relatively easy to be sure of.
Yeah, I think I would remember if I birthed somebody.
Generally.
Yeah.
Unless this was a soap opera and I was in a coma.
I mean, magical comas can be a thing.
And those traveling soap operas are no joke.
It's the bubbles popping when they hit the high notes. That's what gets me every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also is he the bad brother? Is he the twin brother? That thing always throws me off.
If he has a goatee, he's the evil one. Obviously.
I mean, but then how do you differentiate when
Owen
it's
kind
the
of
lady?
scratches his beard a little bit.
Does he have a goatee or a beard?
No, beard.
No. Beards are fine. It's goatees that are evil.
Someone should have told young Owen this.
Oh.
There was a phase.
I mean, goatees are fine. It's in the traveling soap operas that they are not. And if it's real pointy, then you're obviously bad guy.
Especially if you use the beard oil to make it very pointy, like you
And
could almost
does the
kill someone with it. Yes.
And it's twisted.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
And sometimes they do their eyebrows. What is up with that?
Yeah. Hard to say.
Could never get into them myself.
I can say many things about drama, but even I have my limits.
Oh, fair.
So you're just really into cinnamon rolls and breakfast meats for no reason.
Well,
or was it the food scarcity?
A little bit of that.
It's okay to say you just like them.
Well, I feel like we have been through some shit that I should be at least a little honest with you occasionally. Also, I
Owen
could be
shrugs.
lying about everything.
Kinda like,
Who knows?
You know, as you do.
For a short amount of time, there was a woman that took care of me. She made the best cinnamon rolls. These are a close second. Learned how to cook from her. And then, things happened and I left. So.
There's a lot of story contained in that sentence, but I won't pry.
Yes.
Done enough.
So, the smell of cinnamon rolls gradually dissipates as the last few are snapped up by some of the other members of the Knitting Guild who come in. As you guys are finishing up and getting ready to get up and leave, you see Tamelia come stomping in and goes straight to the bar. She is the Fire Genasi. And she is not a morning person. And she stomps up to the bar, glares at Astrin. He glares back at her. I'm too late, aren't I? And he nods. And she just huffs, and her hair gets a little flamier. And she turns around and stomps out.
Oh, wait.
What?
I hand her one that I stole.
Oh, you are a cool elf. She takes
Would
a big
you like
bite.
some breakfast meats?
I would. And she just sits down beside you.
Hell yeah.
And starts eating. You are a cool elf. I like you. Yeah. And
This is the calmest I've ever seen you.
She looks up at Astrin and gives him another glare. And then starts back on the cinnamon roll.
Well, we have you here and in a
Passable
benevolent
mood.
frame of mind.
Yeah.
Have you seen this man? Rather, the man that's out in the street.
Well, I mean,
have you seen the real version?
The real version. No, I saw the thing in the market. That's weird. Did you guys
do
do
you
that?
know?
Well,
Rasmus.
Oh well, yeah, okay. I don't know all that well, but it makes sense.
Do you happen to know anything about the Academy?
Magrona Academy.
Magrona.
Oh, you're gonna fix that in
the
post,
Magrona Academy.
I mean, I know it's a wizard thing.
That was the extent of our knowledge as well.
Yeah, I'm not a wizard. I mean,
fair.
Do I look like I need to do wizard shit? I burn things up if I feel like it.
You can just flame on.
Same.
Exactly. But, who was it? Someone had a kid that went there. Or grandkid. Might have been one of the Harpers. That doesn't narrow it down much, I know.
No.
Hold on. And she takes another big bite of the cinnamon roll. Chomps on it for a minute. Heyman Harper. That's the one. He had a kid or a grandkid or a something that went there. Heyman. Yeah.
All right.
Do we know who Heyman is?
He is one of the many Harpers in town, one of Anyatha's many progeny. And he is married to Ivadil.
The Muffin Man?
Shut up.
No.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
He's married to Ivadil, who runs Herblight.
Oh,
right.
No. Is it not a pyramid scheme?
Yes, it is not a pyramid scheme.
is the best episode to go to Herblight because Erasmus is not here.
What's an episode? This is elf terminology.
Yes, always. Perfect day.
Well, then if we are, we had best hurry. I suspect that he will be rising eventually.
Oh, that's
And
true.
Ivadil might have more of those health potions that you requested. It's been about a week, yeah?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Let's go get some information. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes,
thank you
thank
for
you.
the cinnamon roll. If you get me another cinnamon roll, I'll come up with more information. I don't know what you need, but I'll figure it out, man.
That's fair.
All right. Okay.
If I
To
get you another
Herblight.
cinnamon roll, can we go on a date?
Yeah, sure. And she
Alright.
actually smiles. You don't think you've ever seen her smile before. But she smiles. So.
All right, I will see you tomorrow then.
All right. Breakfast. I like
That's, if we're in town tomorrow.
it. Oh.
I suspect we will be in town tomorrow.
I think we will have to be.
I fancy not waking up with a knife in my leg, so
Going to
Yeah,
be
and we
a
have to wait for
leg.
Erasmus to stop being sick.
That's fair.
he'll want to sleep at least until tomorrow, I'm sure. So let's go to Herblight.
Okay. So you head
So
down.
so is it just the dangerous ones that you like, or is
What?
Talk
It's
amongst
the thrill
yourselves.
of potential death.
I mean, I'm
Or is it just hot
dangerous.
people? Ah.
wah wah?
I don't have a type. I like most people. But she could also break me, and I do enjoy that.
Excellent.
uh,
Shall we on?
Learned a lot about Nellitha tonight.
We are. It's great.
one might say too much.
Nope. So we arrive at
We go to Herblight.
You do. You arrive at Herblight, and they are just starting to open up. The good news about being in a town full of retired people is that most of them get up early. So when you get up early and start doing stuff, the rest of the town's already up. It's not like, I'm gonna say, normal towns where things start opening mid-morning. Nope. They're all open at the crack of dawn because they've been up for 3 hours already. So when you get there, Ivadil is standing behind the counter. I'm trying to remember what her voice sounded like. And I don't think I have
It
any
was
notes
soft
on
and
it.
light.
Okay. Good morning. How are you all doing today?
We're doing well.
Lovely. What can I do for you today?
Did you have a son or a grandson that went to this academy?
Magrona.
Academy.
Not a son, but our daughter went briefly.
Oh, I apologize. I made an assumption.
Oh, no, that's fine. Lots of people do.
Is she here?
Oh, no, is, well, she's off seeing the world. After the academy didn't work out for her, she was a little sad and went off to try and improve her life.
Find herself?
Yeah.
Fair.
Did it not work out on her part or the part of the academy?
A little bit of both. It's one of those, not many students make it past the first year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a little bit intense. You know, those wizards are
Bitches.
They're something.
I'll say it.
Well,
Bitches.
No, they're just...
They want to have the best of the best.
They do, and they've got a very interesting structure. They've got... Oh, I don't even know how many they have now, but when Galea went, that year they had 53 instructors, 53 masters they called them, and there were 100 students in her class, which sounds like a lot, except that was from all over, like everywhere. There were, she was not the only elf, which was nice because, there have been places that, the family was the only elves, and that was a little bit uncomfortable. But no, she was one of about 100 students, which was lovely to have that many potential friends, and they all got to stay in the dorms, and it was really nice when we took her and got her all settled in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
You froze for like a hot second,
no.
and we were like,
okay, but I'm good now.
You're good now. She got to stay in the dorms.
Okay. Oh, I'm getting a message that my internet connection is unstable. So
You might want to start wrapping.
We'll finish the story, and then we can take care of calling it a night. But yes, there were 100 students in her class, and they stayed in the dorms, and it was fantastic, and everyone was so nice when we first met. And then we started getting letters from her about how hard it was, and the teachers, the masters were they expected a lot from their students, even the first year students. And when you suddenly realize that you can do magic, you're not very old. I mean, she was maybe 16, 17? Yeah, 17 when we went. And they were expecting so much of these poor kids. And so she stuck it out, though. She stuck it out for that whole first year. And then when we went to pick her up to bring her home for the break, well, she cried for a week. And, Miss Nellitha said, we better not send her back there. And we asked, and she was okay with it, so... But it all worked out in the end. She learned a lot of magic while she was there, and it was really good for her to socialize with other wizards in this, like, super intense environment where they were all, like, competitive and trying really hard to learn things. And then she actually got a job, not too far from us, down at Glimmerhold, which is not too far. It's just probably a couple days travel. We could get there and visit her sometimes. It's not a problem. And she actually works with one of their healers. She's not a cleric. She still is a wizard, but she's doing more practical applications of magic, less of this theoretical stuff.
So how far away is this academy?
Oh, it's on the island, on Magrona Island, just off the coast. So, if you don't have... Well, we didn't have any sort of magic to get us there. We ended up taking... we went with a caravan. We met up with some folks in Glimmerhold. And, it took about a month to get there.
Goodness.
Shit.
Yeah, we're up in the mountains, and then they're down off the coast and on an island.
Do you recognize this man? And I point to Owen as he holds up the poster.
Oh, yeah. That's Master Iridium.
Master Iridium.
Yes, Master Idor Iridium. He was the headmaster of the school.
The headmaster of the school?
Yes.
Oh, that's a problem.
Oh? How so?
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
We will sort out the problem.
Yeah, as always.
We will sort out the problem.
We will sort out the problem. We might even dagger out the problem.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Don't worry.
Is everything going to be okay?
Oh, everything is going to be fine, darling.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, be nice to him. He's a bit of an ass, but he's good at what he does. And honestly, she would have done well if she'd gone back. It was just so stressful. Because after the first year, they're not in a big class anymore. They actually go and they work with an individual master. So they've got a
Right.
cohort.
He's good at what he does. What precisely does he do?
Well, honestly, he controls the whole school. He's great at the administration end of things. We went into his office to set up everything, to pay the enrollment fees, and my goodness, that man has a filing system. Not a single wrinkle in a single piece of paper. I think he was using prestidigitation without even thinking about it and just smoothing everything out beautifully. It was really quite lovely in there. He's a very organized man.
Somewhat different from his other workplace, which was quite filthy, as we discovered.
His other workplace.
Right. Let's thank you. Would you mind terribly writing a letter to your daughter to introduce us? We would very much like to speak with her about
Certainly. Yes, I will happily do that.
the headmaster. Wonderful. Thank you.
Is there
Is
anything that you
she
need
would
help?
she be available, or is she still traveling?
Oh, she has mostly settled in Glimmerhold. She does still go traveling from time to time. The last letter I had from her was about a month ago, and she was back at Glimmerhold in that time, so she may still be there. If not, she only goes for about a week or two at a time. It sounds like most of her work is still fairly contained, but she's got teleportation circles. It's lovely.
Oh, that is lovely.
Yes, I mean,
Excellent.
she uses them for work, and it's
Of course.
they're
Of course.
it's taken a good deal of time for the apothecary there in Glimmerhold to get everything set up, but honestly, it's been a lifesaver having so many resources so close to us, because we can easily do a quick trip to Glimmerhold and restock our supplies. And it is much faster than waiting for a caravan to come from, say, the coast all the way up.
That is true.
Yes. Yes, if you'd be willing to write us a letter of introduction, that would be quite kind.
Certainly. And her name is Galea Harper, of course. And
Of course.
she's a lovely young woman. Well, I say young. You know, she's 203 now? Yeah, 203.
Yes.
Very young.
Barely an adult.
Well, exactly. So it's been a while since she's been at that school. I'm assuming that's still the same headmaster. I guess it has been nearly 2 centuries since we've been there. It feels like yesterday. You know how it is with children. They grow up so
Yes.
quickly.
Yes.
They do, don't
Yes.
Oh.
Give Owen a look.
Owen does not make eye contact.
So we'll pin that off in the side corner of her brain.
All right. Is there anything else I can get you today? I've got some more health potions brewed up. I do have more of our Herbalife special shakes.
Oh, we have enough shakes, but we will take some potions.
Oh.
Very happily.
And you have more than enough money to pay for the 5 potions
Oh, yeah.
that she has made. So
Yes.
there are 5 standard health potions.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Anything else that you guys want to do this evening?
No. Because your
No.
internet's gonna...
Your internet's going to be real mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing that I will let you know is that when you leave, Herblight is right at the market, and when you step out, Silvaka is still sitting in the marketplace. She actually has brought out a chair and an easel, and is still sketching the wizard in the center of the marketplace. And there are a couple of people who are standing looking over her shoulder watching her work.
How's it going, Silvaka?
it's great. I'm having a great time here. Excuse me.
Any more details that you've come upon?
Oh, yeah, you wanted me to draw the rings, and she shuffles through some papers that are at her feet. Here you go. I got pictures of all of the rings. I could get in so nice and close. It's great having him here because I could just like go up and stare at his hand, and it's right there, and I don't have to like worry about breathing on him or something because people get a little bit weird when you get like right up in their face like that. So. Yeah, no, I got those pictures.
They do.
So.
Fucking
Oh, and the
adorable.
amulet. I did a picture of his amulet too. It was
Oh,
a little bit obscured because it's covered by the beard, so I had to sort of guess at some of it. But now that I know the name of the place, yeah, I got it.
Wonderful. You're amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right.
He almost slipped through and said, "You're amazing and I love you." It's like Owen would not say that.
No.
this is how Owen gets a date. Amazing and I love you.
And I think that's where we're going to leave it today. You have learned a little bit more about this Wizard Academy and
Each other.
have made a contact or two, or maybe a date or two, and it's all good. So,
At least a date.
a date, yes. Which should be interesting. So we will leave you at midday, and we will come back in 2 weeks' time and see what all you have planned with Erasmus feeling better, I hope.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. We've had a blast as always, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time. Until next time, bye.
Hey.